Hey guys, Moldran here. Today I'm gonna talk about Titan, the next big Blizzard thing, the next generation MMO that they've been working on for more than 5 years now. And there has been some leaked information available. Now it's not 100% sure if it's real, the information, but it seems really like I believe it personally, and it seems 99% true that there's some leaked inside information now, and I want to talk about this and about Titan and next Blizzard's games in general. Now, first we have the game is based on Earth's history with some kind of fiction, and this is really interesting because I'm a big fan of mythology. When I went to school, like history classes were actually the classes that I enjoyed the most, and it seems to be really interesting, so I really liked it. But what's also important here is it's an MMORPG, so all the people that thought Titan is going to be an FPS game where you aim like in a shooter like Counter-Strike, that's not going to happen. And there's also like tap targeting possible. So the combat system is going to be similar to World of Warcraft, and I really like it that Titan, like it was always announced as MMO, but that it's not an FPS MMO or something, that is actually a real, or what should I say, MMO in the sense of World of Warcraft. Graphics will be established in Blizzard style. That's also interesting. I like the World of Warcraft graphics. Some people want it more realistic, but I think World of Warcraft just hit the sweet spot. It's not as cartoony as things like Torchlight 2 or Marvel Heroes, but also not as serious as, for example, Battlefield. So I think they hit the sweet spot with the World of Warcraft graphics. And yeah, consoles, but this is what I really like to talk about now. It's designed with esports in mind. They will try to grow it into a successful esport. And this is different than what World of Warcraft was. Now, World of Warcraft used to be an esport for 1 or 2 years. I was involved with it myself. But the big difference here is that Blizzard is designing Titan from the start as an esport. Now, World of Warcraft, they just implemented the arena system, and basically people played arena against each other, but the community themselves then made like leagues, like for example ESL, the European Sports League, or MLG, which is the US equivalent of that. They were like, hey, WoW is so big and they got a PvP system, why not make tournaments for that? So they picked up World of Warcraft, but then the issues began. World of Warcraft was never designed as an esport. There were imbalances, like some tournaments were decided on classes or team compositions, or on RNG simply, and that resulted that World of Warcraft quickly got dropped from the esport tournaments and leagues. And with Titan, I think Blizzard really wants to get like their market share in the esports and, for example, compete with League of Legends. Now, you know, they already have StarCraft 2, and many people, including me, see StarCraft 2 as the best esport in the world. But in terms of number, we have to be like honest. In terms of numbers, StarCraft 2 doesn't even come close to League of Legends. But with Titan, they might actually create one game that appeals to a broad mass audience and might actually surpass League of Legends as the biggest esport game in the world. I guess that's what they are trying to do, and we will see how this will turn out. But I really look forward. I've always been like more interested in PvP than PvE, and I hope we get a cool game with many cool features. Now I'm gonna skip the auction house. 150 developers, that's huge, like the Diablo 3 team, for example. I guess it's much smaller than this. Jay Wilson is also working on it. I'm not gonna comment on that. This is also interesting here. BlizzCon 2013 will have a Titan teaser, but what's also interesting here is they also have details on expansions for StarCraft 2, Diablo 3 and World of Warcraft, which means that Diablo 3 is gonna get the expansion, which was never really sure until now. And yeah, then you have the current plan is to open family and friends testing in Q1 2014. Now that's probably what every single game in the world wants to get into, the Titan Alpha. Now the problem is it's so restricted that probably no one of us here is gonna get into the alpha despite wanting it much, and we have to wait until the beta, or maybe even until the game comes out, depending on Blizzard's policy on testing. It's probably better if they let people test more of the content and not just a part of Act 1 like in Diablo 3. I think it would have been more useful to test more parts of the game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Titan won't release with the name Titan, like another gaming company registered a trademark for the name now, but Titan with Blizzard was only like a code name, just like Hydra for Diablo 3. How it's gonna be named, I don't know. But what I do know is I'm really looking forward to that game, and you know, in 1 or 2 years I'm gonna be finished with my studies, and then what I want to do is I want to find that one game that I can play all day long, and or every day all day long, and Titan might just be that one game. So let me know your thoughts about the game. I'm really looking forward to it. Everything I've heard about it so far seems pretty cool. What I didn't mention yet is the game director of Titan is Kigor. He was basically the lead designer for World of Warcraft until 2009. Like, he was responsible for PvE features, for dungeons, raids and so on. And for example, he was responsible a lot for Burning Crusade, how that turned out, also for Wrath the Lich King. And the last raid that he created was Ulduar. And Ulduar, many people say this was like the last really sick raid, and that the expansions after Wrath the Lich King, like Cataclysm and Mists of Pandaria, haven't been as good as, or made the game actually a bit worse than it is, or than it was before. And I kind of agree with that, and that's, I think it has a lot to do with the former lead designer switching over to Team Titan. But what this also means is that Titan has a really good game director or lead designer now, and the game might actually turn out to be the one game that everyone is waiting for. So yeah, that was my video. Thanks for watching. I'll be back.